What up, Stacks? How we doing? Savage, what's up, dude? Doing good. Just get these streams up and running, and we'll get ready to go. What up, Richard? Alrighty. Need some water. You want this monster, I bet. At least I hope so. What up, Joker? How we doing? All right, y'all. This is a pretty crazy build we got today. What up, Fadeaway? We've got a 9800X 3D RTX 5080 with lots of RGB, lots of LCD screens, lots of storage, 5 terabytes of storage. And yeah, just generally very high-end components. I should probably try and find my Velcro before we start for that screen. What did I do with the Velcro strips? Velcro strips. I know I have them here somewhere. Chat, what did we do with the Velcro strips? Need to know stat. Why do I have so many freaking boxes in my office? Not there. Not down there. Hold on, I gotta find these Velcro strips, chat. That's how I have to mount the, that's how I gotta mount the screen inside. Did I take them home and leave them at home? What do we do with the Velcro strips? Velcro strips. Guys, why is my office such a mess? I know it doesn't necessarily look like it up there, but back here in the back room, it is an unmitigated disaster, I think is the kindest way to put it. It's pretty bad in here. Oh, they're right there. Found it. Boom. Found it. All right, so these are how we're going to mount the screen above the motherboard because there's just not enough holes for it. Yeah, we got 5 terabytes of storage. Looking at new PC cases. Let's go fade away. What up, Captain Redbeard? How we doing? They were on top of some cupboards I had in there. What up, Satoru? Okay. PC build today. 9800X 3D, 5 terabytes of storage, 5080, bunch of LCD fans from Lian Li, some non-LCD fans from Lian Li. Got the Strimer wireless. We've got this 8.8-inch screen, X870E motherboard, goodbye screen, Panorama from Tryx, and a 1000-watt power supply. Let's get into it. Let's do it. This build's gonna take a little while. This is not as simple and straightforward as the last few builds we've done. It's gonna take a minute for sure. Definitely gonna be a lot more to do in terms of cable management and mounting fans and stuff. So there is no time like the present to get started. Plus, it's already like 5 o'clock. So, you know, it's almost my bedtime. J Savage, it's a Lian Li O11 compact, O11 Vision Compact. It's in the comment right above yours, though, if you're wanting to see that. Headed to work. Sir, it's not work time. It's like the opposite of work time. Don't worry, your screen's fine. The screen's fine. I'm just being pedantic. All right. Here we go. X870E-E gaming Wi-Fi from none other than Asus ROG. It's got a bunch of other stuff in here we gotta get out. Mostly stuff we don't need, but you know, it's okay. There we go. Goodbye. You're about to get off work? Hey, let's go. What do you got going on later tonight? Besides watching me build this incredible PC. Caution, only remove the expansion cards from the end closest to the motherboard rear I/O ports. Thanks, Asus. Vinyl gloves, the new thing for PC building. I mean, I don't want to wear a wrist strap, even though it's not really necessary, but also the gloves, like these are just like nitrile gloves, but they keep like the oils and dirt from your fingers from getting on everything, which is, you know, something that I'm sure customers don't want on their computers. So that's kind of the reason why I think it's the reason why I wear them. I don't know why everyone else wears them. Probably similar reasons, but you never know. Like if I was building it for myself and I didn't care, then I wouldn't wear them, but you know, I want it to be nice and clean when it arrives to the customer's house, you know. What's up, Ryan? Okay. Oh wait, there's one more little guy right there. It also does kind of prevent static discharge, because even if static builds up on my body, it doesn't make it through the gloves, so that's nice too. Okay, Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. What up, Mark Barretto? Just ordered the final pieces to your new build. What you got? I wanna know what you got. 7700K and a 1080 Ti. All right, going a little budget build. Still rocks it in 2025 though. Prep my AIO tonight. I'm using Infinity fans in the build. Nice. Oh, that's the old build. I was like, I mean, you know, teach their own. What's going in and out? Trying to figure out if Thermalright Aqua Elite 120 V3 AIO cooler will fit in the F600 case. Don't know. I mean, usually the case website will say if it can fit an AIO in it. 120 is not a lot of cooling though. Like if it's just got, if it's only got one CPU fan, it might be a little tough. How do you get your hands on a 5080? Literally impossible to get here. Secrets. No, I have business contacts that I get them through a lot of times. There's also like a Discord that I'm in that tracks drops for GPUs, so sometimes I can get them through there too. Oh, I always forget that those are all connected, huh? Are those too far down there for this one? Okay, cool. There we go. M.2_1. That's kind of a fun looking little contraption there for holding your SSD down. Yeah, I wouldn't personally go less than a 240 for like pretty much any CPU unless it's like a really, you know, tiny one. All right, 1 terabyte going in. The other thing you have to be careful of with like this one is depending on where you put your secondary SSD, it could limit the bandwidth of your primary. So we have to pay attention to that. I might double check that real quick before we put the second SSD in. I doubt they have a full thing in here. Quick start guide. Maybe they do. This tells you how to put things together. Okay. All right, let's check real quick. I should have checked this beforehand. Asus ROG Tryx X870E-E gaming Wi-Fi. Let's check this out. Support. You guys are getting to see, you guys get to see how the sauce is made here. Reject. Go away. Manuals and documents. User manual, English. Download. Show. Okay. So here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So expansion slots, storage. Expansion slots. So M.2_2, M.2_3 slots share bandwidth with this PCIe connector. So if you have an SSD in there, your GPU is going to run in by 8 mode. So _2 is here. _2HS button. And then, okay. You guys are just, oh, hey, there's a little sticker there. Goodbye. So let's pull this out. So _2, oh, so these are 4 and 5. Yeah, so this is 3, even though it's not labeled as 3 down here. This is number 3. So we can't use this one or this one, even though this one has that fancy heatsink and stuff on it. We have to use 4 in order to make sure that we can use Gen 5 speeds for our graphics card with by 16 mode. Should we still rock a separate SSD for Windows? I personally would. Like if you have the money for it in your build. New build is a 7800X3D and a 9060 XT. Nice. I still would. Rock a separate SSD for Windows if you can, just because it, you know, for sake of like your data and everything else, it's really nice to have one that is not connected to Windows, so that if something goes wrong or if you like just want to like reinstall Windows, all of your data is still safe, you know. Okay, that looks like it's on there, right? Nope, it's not. That one's in there. Okay, let's get that one started. Oh yeah, there we go. What's your thoughts on the RTX 2070 GPU in 2025? It's still very much usable. Like it's not gonna be, you know, incredible compared to a lot of the newer stuff, but it's still a good GPU. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can still play 1080p and 1440p on most games and get decent frame rates. Picked up the Samsung Evo Plus 2 terabyte. Yeah, exactly. Grab a 1 terabyte for for Windows, and then throw your 2 terabyte in there for everything else, and you will be very happy. I brought my tent. What's up? You're building a new gaming PC on Wednesday? What you got? What up, Jay? Is the B850 good for mid-range? Absolutely. All right. Slot 4. I almost put that in the wrong way. I mean, I wouldn't have actually gotten very far, but. Okay. Goes that way. Take that one off. There we go. All right, 5 terabytes in. What's a good RX graphics card? I mean, all of them are pretty solid. I mean, I guess it depends on what's your budget. Has the new Intel killer Wi-Fi. Wait. You got the ASRock B850 Riptide. Has the new Intel killer Wi-Fi. Sadly, stuck using Wi-Fi. Oh, really? That's a bummer. I mean, honestly, Wi-Fi has gotten really good these days. It's just a little less consistent, you know? Going with an MSI X870E Edge. Ooh, there you go. That's a freaking baller. How long have I been building PCs? Since late 2020. Micro Center has the new 90 series cards for MSRP. Yeah, here's the problem. The nearest Micro Center from me is a 12-hour drive to Colorado. So, yeah. It's a bit unfortunate. I really want them to open up one here. That would be super cool. If they put one in Boise, I'd be all about it. All right, 48 gigs of RAM going in. This is the Team Group T-Create CL32-6400. Unfinished Tower 900 build setting in my closet. I need help completing it. I planned it a dual loop liquid cooling with 2 reservoirs. I mean, you can ship it to me and I can do it. You'd have to send me some details so that I can give you a good estimate on what it would cost, because it's a lot of work, especially if you want hardline cooling, you know. Yeah, there's one in Denver, Stacks. Nearest Micro Center for me is an Ohio 4-hour drive. There's really, Ohio is closer than the ones that are in New York? That's crazy. All right, that's everything that's going in there, except for, just kidding, CPU cooler mounting. Let's get that out here. If you remember me, I was the guy asking a bunch of like Mobos for 5070 Ti, 9600X. Just wanted to say that I built my PC and turned out so clean. Hey, I love to hear that. Love to hear that, dude. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. A curved canvas for imagination. Yeah. This is all I care about. This is what we care about. We just need some stuff out of here. That's the Intel back. Thermal grease. Ooh, they use thermal grease. That's awesome. AM4, AM5. Need to bolt those in. All right. Don't need anything else out of here right now. The only one for me is 30 minutes, but I've never been in it. I'm too timid. Dude, you should go even if you're just like window shopping, man. It's awesome. Jumping over to the green side. All right, we'll see you over there, Mark. Oh. CPU that way. Look at that. That's so nice. I don't even remember them having that little thing on there before. NYC is 4 to 5 hours from where I am upstate, and not to mention the city traffic. No thanks. Yeah, that makes sense. My website link should be in the description of the video. So you can hit me up on there. There's a contact form on the website that you can just use to reach out to me. Purchase a refurbished 3060 Ti, and after connecting it, after I turn on the PC, sparks start coming out of the graphics card slot. I mean, it could be that you didn't fully install it, like it's not fully seated into the slot, but I've never heard that. I mean, I guess it's possible since some power for your GPU does come through the slot. I've never heard that happening though. You're back. What's up, Mark? Upgraded my RAM to the T-Create 64 gig. Got the RTX 3070. Nice. Going with the Ryzen 9 9950X 3D. Woo! It's a baller. Okay. Now that that's in there, we can get our case out. Ugh. Okay. So we've got, it's a little heavy, if you couldn't tell from the sounds I made. The Lian Li 011 Vision Compact. So this thing is gonna have 3, 6, 9, 11 fans in it. So we're gonna have the Lian Li fans along the side, the bottom, over here, and then we'll use just the standard Tryx Panorama fans for the top there. All right. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. The one thing I was gonna say, Stacks, since you're here, well, actually, I don't think I have enough. Yeah, we're fine. $3060 12 gig. Hey, it's still a good GPU. Still very much usable in this day and time. Okay, got that in the slot. All those holes look nice and lined up. Never mind. I was gonna say something about fans, but I think it'll look better this way. I was gonna say the other one option that we have with the fans is we could do just a single fan on the back, and then I could replace the top fans from the Tryx Panorama ones, which honestly, like, they're really nice. But then you would only have a single fan back here. So I don't think it would look as good. I don't know why I have so many burps or hiccups or whatever those are. It probably is pretty messed up. Your motherboard might be messed up now too, with friggin' sparks going around in it. So yeah, I'm planning to use the AIO fans. So we'll have Lian Li LCD fans, Lian Li LCD fans, Lian Li non-LCD but matching fans, and then we'll use the standard Tryx fans on the top. Which honestly, you can't even really see them. You know, you'll get the glow from them, but you won't actually see those fans really ever. So I think this is probably the best option. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, freaking bolts. All right. Okay. Let's bolt down this motherboard. 13, building your first PC. Yeah, feel free to ask some questions, man. How does that feel? Must be just like a weird gummed up thread in there, because the first several threads felt totally fine. What up, Xset? Best config, in my opinion, no one look at the PC from the bottom. Exactly, yeah, no one really looks up like that. So I don't think it matters. We're using an MSI RTX 5080. Man, why do none of these bolts want to go in straight? Going with my 4070 Ti Super, but thinking about going with a 5070 Ti. I mean, you'll definitely get an increase in performance from that. It's hard to say if it's worth it. But I haven't done a lot of comparisons between those two. This is the LTT screwdriver, Linus Tech Tips. Built your PC 1 week ago. I want to be sure I chose the right CPU GPU combo. 7800X30. Oh, that's a great combo, man. That's very similar. It's kind of similar to like what I'm running. I have a 9600X with a 4070 Ti Super. Okay. It's called a Zero board. Oh yeah, the MSI Project Zero. I haven't done one with the MSI one, but I did one with the Asus. The Asus BTF board. Okay, that one is tight. Let's make sure the rest of these are all tight. Okay, those are all nice and tight on there. Ooh. Switch you guys over here. Good fish tank PC that already has all the fans in it, under $110. The Montech XR has fans already installed in it. You'll have to check and make sure that it has enough space for the 7900 XTX, depending on which model you have. But that could be an option for under 110 bucks. Maybe like the Antec. I think the Antec C5 comes with fans pre-installed as well. And it should be somewhere around that price range too. For the price, the 4060 is not bad. I mean, I wouldn't buy a 4060 right now because the 5060 is out now and the 4060s haven't gone down in price yet that I've seen. So if you're looking for a card in that price range, I would get the 5060 instead of the 4060. And I haven't had time to like really review the 9060 XT because there is a version that has that is $300 too. Okay, CPU fan. That one. Gosh, I forgot how hard those things are to get out. So I'm gonna use a CPU fan header for sure. CPU optional, AIO pump, definitely using that one. And chassis fan, we'll see. Plugging this guy in there. Plug this guy in here. Okay, I have it the right way. There we go. Kind of tuck that around the corner there. Hopefully we can get it to stay there. Just so you can still see that code if you ever need it. Make sure to hydrate. Good idea. I'll take another drink of water. Okay, got that in there. Let's plug in all the stuff. Okay, I'm gonna take that out. These things are always getting in the way. Let's plug all this good stuff in. Not that. HD audio. Let's untangle all this. Okay. HD audio's got to go all the way over here to the left. Boom. Okay, that's plugged in. Let's get our USB 3, which is right there, or right there. We can use that side one. That'll make it nice and clean. If I have the cable in the right direction. Boom, just like that, nice and clean. Okay, USB-C, which is up here. Boom. And then our front panel connectors. Which are gonna come out right down here. Go right there at the bottom right. Just like that. Okay. Yep, that's right there. I think I'm gonna loosen that so it, wow, that's really tight. Ugh, there we go. Just loosening this GPU support. Oh, is that as low as it goes? I guess that is as low as it goes. Okay. Well, hopefully that's low enough for our GPU. I think it is. I don't think our GPU is going to come down that far, but I wanted to bring it down just so it's out of the way. Okay, everything that's in there is plugged in. Let's work on some power cables. How about that? Cash me outside, how about that? For you younger folks, that's, you probably don't even remember that, but that's okay. Have a gaming PC and my GPU doesn't work properly. Did you download the driver for it? Do you have bigger enough power supply for it? My model doesn't fit and the C5 is unavailable. Yeah, $110 for a case like that that already has the fans inside of it and is big enough for your GPU is gonna be pretty tough, man. Personally, I would go with the Montech King 95 Pro, but that's like $160. What up, Anarchy? Send you an email if you could look at it. Okay. NZXT H9. I like that case. I like the H9. Got your PC back and it's working? Hey, let's go. Got anything about CPU drivers? You mean like motherboard drivers? Chipset drivers? All right, CPU power cable, CPU power cable, motherboard power cable, GPU power cable. We don't need that. Don't need those. Nothing like watching a hard-working man. Sounds a little creepy. All right, I know I'm gonna need at least one of these SATA power cables. So let's grab that. Maybe two? I think just one. Okay, we're gonna throw all these in there for now. Okay, let's get our CPU power cables in here first. Drivers installed, everything like that. It's every time I go to play Call of Duty, fans go to max speed. Do you have good airflow in your case? Usually they only do that if the GPU is getting really hot, you know? These don't fit there. Can we fit them through here? Yeah, usually that only happens when your GPU gets really hot. So my guess would be that your GPU is getting really hot. So usually that only happens if you don't have good airflow through your case. What up, Phoenix? DIY PC ARGB N5. There you go. Is the front panel connector one connector? Yeah, it's a single connector. Most cases these days have gone to that, which is really, really nice of them. Can I fit both of these through here, please? Come on. Sure be cool if you did. I'm trying not to have to utilize this spot here because that's where the LCD screen is gonna go. I don't think we can fit both of those through there. Okay, I think what we do here is we loosen up some of these bolts so that we can pull our motherboard away from the back panel a bit. Just enough so that we can just enough so that we can fit those power cables through. I have to loosen the middle ones too. Okay, let's see if we can do that now. Okay, here's one. Try to put the correct side through. Okay, there's 2. It's gonna look real nice and clean now. Look at that. Cables just disappear. Another bolt made it all the way back to the back. Okay, tighten these center ones back down. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's all done. Look at that. Look how clean that is. And I tucked this guy underneath this bolt, so now it's nice and tucked off to the side too. Boom. Cable manage these guys through here, like so. Run this through back here. Run this down through here. And that's going to come up right to our power supply. Tuck those guys in there. Tuck that guy into the bottom. A lot of tucking right now. Okay. This guy, don't want that stuck between those. There we go. Okay. That is all in there and plugged in. Let's put our Strimer cable in here, I guess. Lian Li 011 Vision Compact. Simo's got it. What up, right? I know. It's an interesting term for me to use, huh? Different. It's a different thing, right, Tech? It's not what I meant. What up, Noah? Got your PC up and running. I was lost when I couldn't get your PC to turn on. Hey, you're welcome, dude. I appreciate you coming and finding me, man. Okay. That. Upgrading from the 4060, I don't know if I should go for 5070 or 9070 XT. If they're the same price, the 9070 XT is much better than the 5070. Here we go. Got that in there. This guy right up inside of that. Like that. And then this guy is gonna get mounted to this like so. Something like that. Okay, got that in there. We can get our power supply and stuff in here right now if we want. Actually, I'm gonna put the case fans in before I put the power supply in, just so there's more room to work with. So let's get some of these case fans in here. Does this need a button to get it out? Bolt, there we go. Okay. I kind of want to put this backwards, like this, just so there's a little bit more of a gap between those fans. See how far back is that? So those fans will come out to like around here. So those fans are going to come out to about here instead of sticking out forward. And I think that'll be a little bit nicer for this guy and won't get squished up by the intake fans over there. So let's do that. Okay. So, just like that. Scoot that over a little bit. No, this is not a giveaway PC. This is bought and paid for customer PC. Is this the best Asus motherboard? No, there's a the Crosshair Hero, I think is the best one for this series. What do I have to do to get a giveaway PC? There's nothing you can do. We're not doing any giveaway PCs at the moment. Cost me a lot of money to give away a PC, and I definitely do not make that back on YouTube money, so I don't really have any incentive to do a giveaway for a PC. 5500 and a Radeon what? 3 fans along the top, 1 above CPU to the left, 2 fans to the right of the motherboard. Yeah, that seems like it should be pretty good airflow. Do you have like MSI Afterburner or something on that's cranking up the fans? What up, Mr. Rainbow? Anti Esports also have a fish tank X6. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a lot of chat windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chat windows to read. Twitch is super quiet though, so that one's not hard to keep up with. Okay. There's that. Okay. Okay. That's for the wireless. This is for this guy. Okay. Should be able to take these feet out. Doesn't go this way? No, definitely goes this way. Okay. So there's that. And we gotta take all these guys out on this side. AMD Adrenaline, if you have a AMD GPU, yes, you can tune the fans there. What's the best Wi-Fi mesh? I don't know. I think I have a Linksys, like 2-node mesh at my house, and it works pretty well. Okay. So now, these are gonna have to go in here like so. Huh? Oh, but then we lose the infinity mirror effect. Nope, I changed my mind. We're doing it this way. We don't want to lose the infinity mirror. Let's mount it somewhere kind of in the middle like that. Maybe a little higher. Okay. I don't speak very good Spanish, but it seems like you're asking for a free PC, and that's not gonna happen. What up, Mark? We're building the PC. Building a super cool PC. I am building a PC right now. That's what we're doing. That's what we do on all of our live streams. Why are you just putting random names in the chat? Do you think ROG Crosshair is worth it over the X870E-E? Not really. Like, unless you're doing, maybe if you're doing like crazy overclocking stuff, it could be worth it, but, or if you just want like the highest end of everything, then sure, but there's not a lot of extra features that you'll get out of like the Crosshair than what you have in this build. I don't know if I can really answer how to tune fans properly on a live stream, but I mean, basically if it's too loud and then if the temperatures aren't too bad, then you can basically just pull the speeds down a bit. Or change the preset to like quiet. You're going from a 9800X3D to a 9950X3D? Are you doing more than just gaming on that system? What can you jump to from a 4070 build? I mean, anything better than a 5070 Ti or like a 9070 XT would be solid. Okay, let's undo this. Oh, can I not run that there? I guess not. I was trying to run the cable along the bottom, but it seems like there's actually not enough space to do that. So we'll have to run it through the grommet. That's fine. Okay, we gotta run this out through the grommet. Okay, got that. Guys, come out of the way here for a second. Let's get our USB 2 in there. Okay. I need to check for something back here real quick. One of these. So we've got a lot of USB things that need to go into USB 2s. So I need to use one of these handy dandy USB 2 splitters so that we don't run out. I bought these just for this purpose. I mean, not for like this exact PC, but for this purpose. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna run the bottom fans and the rear fans to this splitter, and then we'll run the Tryx USB to that last one, and then we'll be good to go. All right, bottom fans. That's why I'm kind of scared to change settings in case I make it worse. I mean, temp rises straight to 89 degrees. Oh, well then you've got something wrong with your GPU because it should not be going that hot, especially if you have good airflow. I mean, I would definitely check to make sure that your fans are set up properly, because it's possible that your fans are not set up in a good way to have good airflow through the PC. That is definitely something that can happen. I had that happen on a customer's PC who, like, he brought his PC into me and he was having issues with it, and I had to fix that. Like if you have bottom fans and they're, you know, trying to fight against the direction that the GPU fans want to go, that can cause problems like that. How do you do? I mean, you just physically flip them, but you take a look at your fans and see which way the airflow is going. Can you tell me which laptop is better? I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know laptops well enough to be able to answer that for you. There's too many of them out there, and I don't build laptops. GPU fans go up. So if you mount your GPU, the fans are blowing up. Wow, a spammer on Twitch. I'm so surprised. It's the only freaking comments we ever get on Twitch these days. Goodbye. No, I would make sure your PC is set up properly before you try and buy a new GPU. It's very expensive to do that, and you could end up with the same exact problem. Watch some YouTube videos. You know, look at the specs of the fans in your system. You know, stick a little piece of, like a thin piece of paper or something up to them to see which way they're blowing. Doesn't take much to make sure that your fans are set up the right way. All right. Boom. That's gonna go just like that. What did I do with my little plastic thing? Here we go. Yo, Mr. Rainbow. Been a tier 3 for 14 months. That's crazy. Power supply for a 7600. I mean, honestly, anything better than a 650 watt would be fine. I would just make sure you get 80 plus gold and get it from a reputable company like ASRock, Seasonic, Corsair, something like that. Thermal take, Be Quiet. Any of those are gonna be solid. Okay. So I'm gonna put this over here. Yeah, no problem. $11,400, but my buddy is selling his 7800 XT. Yeah, it'll work fine with that. I mean, obviously, you're definitely gonna be bottlenecking the GPU, but if you're playing at 1080p, you should still be fine. Okay, that's pretty centered. So many bolts. No, I'm in the US. No, you cannot, Wilson. No PC giveaways to be found here. At least not right now. The 3050, I mean, it's pretty bad price to performance. You can definitely play some games on it. Okay. What CPU would you recommend to pair with the 7800 XT? If you go AM5, I would do like a 7600X or 7600, or if you want to spend a little bit more, like a 9600X. That would be a good spot for you. You could even get like the 7500F, which is definitely budget friendly, but can still do quite a bit. Can never find the live PC builds? Well, you did today. You did today. Okay, got that plugged in. That guy to the back. Okay, we're gonna put this in there. I think I have enough finger space to plug in the Tryx Panorama USB cable, but we'll see. Okay, boom, fans in there. Thing got kind of pulled out of its spot there. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. So we're gonna connect this guy in. To this USB header here. Okay. Oh, I just fell off that. Okay, we don't need those. This is the time where you can't get lax on cable management. Otherwise, it'll overwhelm you later. Okay, got all that. Here's all that. Okay. Whew. Rear fan. Zzz. You have already had an undetected graphics card problem. What up, Andy? It's not running Linux. Gretty. Can LCD coolers cause stuttering in game? I don't think so. At least not that I've ever heard. Ah! Cut my glove open. RX 580. You want to upgrade? You probably need to upgrade most everything in that build. I would say upgrade the CPU. I think the 3100 is on AM4, if I remember right. I might be wrong. So you could get a CPU upgrade and add some more RAM. $100 for upgrades? It's not a lot. Guys, I opened my glove. What up, S? Dude, the Thermaltake AIOs with LCDs are super worth it. They are incredible. Do those not come out in this one? Oh my gosh. Hold on. I think we can get it. My fingers can't do it. Oh. They rotate opposite? What the heck? Okay. Got that. Got a O11 Vision Compact with TL sitting right next to you. Let's go. Turn my screen so it can't see what I'm watching and get jealous. Okay. Plug that in. Might be able to build a new PC. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Oh, this doesn't have a USB on it? I swore they did. Okay, well, I guess I didn't need that splitter, but that's okay. It won't hurt anything. No. Should probably take the covers off. There we go. $700 for what? Dang, man. Well, I hope you're able to get a new one. Did insurance pay for replacing it and stuff? Ryzen 5 5600, if you can get it on sale, or the 5500, yeah. So I like the sound of that too. The PC, bro. The GPU alone in this PC is like $1,400, so you're whatever you're smoking, you know, we need some of that. Lol. Wait, you don't have house insurance? You like have to have, I mean, I guess if you have a mortgage or if you're renting here, like you have to have that. Like you can't, legally you have to have that. That's crazy. Although I guess I don't know flood insurance. That could be like you need separate insurance for flooding. I don't know. Two days grabbing a 5070 if scalpers don't grab them. Yeah, they tend to be in stock reasonably well, so you'll probably be able to get one. Okay, so I want system fan. Go. That is plugged in. Whew. We're making some progress here, chat. We are making some progress here. All right, that stuff is all plugged in. Still waiting to plug this guy into our CPU cooler. Okay. Speaking of CPU cooler, I think it's CPU cooler time. I think it's that time of day. Whew. All right. So it definitely wants these tubes to be on the left side, since these guys are on the back. I think we need to pull those off. Ooh, these fans look sweet. Like the chrome centerpiece on these things is nice. Come on. Sleeper PC. You see the sleeper PC video I have on YouTube? I think it's pretty sick. Oh, that's for the wireless. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get this guy installed. Bring that down. Get all my bolts over here. Yes, you can swap CPUs. Yeah, as long as you're not doing, like as long as you're not changing from like Intel to AMD, you can swap without having to reinstall Windows. So like if you're just going from like a 7600X to a 9900X or something like that, you can do that without having to reinstall Windows. Okay. It'd be awesome if Lian could make a black LED 24-pin Strimer. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Shift that just a touch. Smoking that good stuff, that's right. I bet Stacks would have been happy if you only paid $700 for this. Dude, wasn't that sleeper PC awesome? It took me forever to get that video out, but man, it was worth it. Yeah, I'm using OBS. I still need to upgrade. I think when I do my stream PC update, I'm gonna switch to Meld. I just been too lazy to do it. I know you can just like transfer stuff from OBS to Meld, but I actually want to like rebuild all my scenes when I do it and start fresh. So I just need the time to actually go through and do that. Yeah, so that's my plan, is to switch to Meld. I think all the features I need are there now. Unless multi-streaming is not a thing yet, I can't remember. Is it better than OBS? I think so. It seems a lot more user-friendly than OBS. You have an i9 13th gen making dust here. We'll install then in both PCs. There you go. How much do 240 hertz monitors cost in the US right now? 240 hertz, are you talking 1440p or 1080p? Because it's a very different answer depending on which one you're talking about. There's that cable. Okay, so this guy needs to actually get connected up here. Okay, so that should be the connection for all of our CPU cooler fans. I should probably run that back behind there. So one connector, now all of our CPU cooler fans are in, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so we got that. Kind of just keep those out of the way for another minute or two here. Okay. So this guy can actually rotate, I believe. So we can do something like this. Oh, that's right up against those fans, huh? Let's see. I want to do that, but then don't think we can do it this way. I think that's like the one orientation we can't do it in. Ooh, what if we do like a full curl here? Can we do that? Oh, dude, I like that. I like that a lot. What do you think? Are you in here, Stacks? What do you think of that? So this will sit right there. This will be facing the way you want it to, and then those tubes are just nice and tucked in right behind the thing. Yeah. Multi-streaming is available. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna do that. Let's take these off. Need these guys. No, should probably put this back on until I'm actually ready. Okay. Bought a 1080p 180 hertz for 80 bucks. That's pretty sick. You bought your first build? Let's go. Crazy you didn't buy it for me. I mean, sheesh. It's criminal. What just rolled away? Oh, one of these springs just rolled away. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. There we go. So that goes on like that. Spring on top. Okay, just enough to hold it in. Okay, another one just enough to hold it in. Okay, got that one started. Okay, so we got those all started. And we're gonna run this guy right out there. Just like that. Super nice and clean. Okay. Now we can tighten these guys down. Should do a build with the Fantech Evolve. I did quote that to somebody, but they didn't end up going for it. I tried to convince her to do it, and she was like, I don't think that's for me. It's like, dang, I wanted to build that so bad. All right, so that's in there like that. That's all plugged in. Let's get this guy out here. Okay, so now this guy is gonna go, just tuck it right there. Just like that. I know I've said the word tuck a lot of times today, I'm sorry. It's just, it just makes sense for some of these, you know? Okay, there we go. That's in there. And we can just run this down along this path. Okay. This down here. Through here. Through there. And finally, out to the bottom. Then we're gonna plug it in. Boom, just like that. All right, so that's in there and plugged in. Okay, so our CPU cooler is completely connected. Everything up there is good to go. All right, I think at this point we put our power supply in. Oh, we actually don't need SATA connectors with the new wireless fans because we don't have a hub. Heck yeah. What up, MJ? Flexin Micro Center deal? Dude, I wish I had a Micro Center, man. Well, I'm only a little salty about not having one. Just a little salty. What Micro Center is close to you, Dean? Can I please get this plastic off of here? This is ridiculous. There we go. Okay. Get that plastic off. Get this plastic off. Okay, so here we go. Motherboard power. Your Micro Center is 4 hours away. That's not bad. Yes, so all of the fans and the Strimer Plus will use a single USB port on the back. So this guy here. So this guy here is going to connect into one of your USB ports in the back, and that will control these two fans, these three fans, the fans on the bottom, and the Strimer Plus. So not a bad trade-off. Okay, motherboard power in. Let's get our GPU power in here. Is there a way to not use the port? There's not if you want to control them. You also have two USB 3s and a USB-C on the front. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 USBs plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USB-Cs. So if you start running low on ports, you could throw some stuff on like a USB-C hub if you have some like stuff that's like low data and you just need power to it or whatever. What got you started to build PCs? I built my own gaming PC back in 2020. And I just loved building it. Like I had so much fun, even though it was scary the first time I built a PC. I was like, man, I want to do that again. And then I upgraded my system and used, I was able to find a component or a couple of components for like really cheap. Like I got a GPU, power supply, and case all together for basically what I would have paid for the price of the GPU by itself, used. And so I like basically took the other components and built another PC and sold that to pay for my GPU upgrade. And then I was like, you know, this was a lot of fun. I want to figure out how I can just like keep doing this, you know, without spending a bunch of money on it. And so I started my PC building business because I just really enjoyed it. Okay, let's get our power supply bolted down. Yeah, Stacks, I don't think you're gonna have any shortage of USB cables or USB ports, especially if you can utilize some of the USB-Cs for things like, you know, keyboard, mouse, whatever. There's a lot of ports on this thing. Hybrid mode off. Oh, falling out or breaking. Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't fall out. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where you have it, on whether it can get broken. But there'll be like 4 more, like literally. So there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4. So if one of them somehow breaks, you've got 3 extras just in case. I think it's pretty unlikely, you know, depending on where you have the PC sitting, but yeah, you've got spares. I know, dude, I don't know why that dongle is so big. I mean, I'm guessing they probably built in a lot of the, like they have like a circuit board on there in order to make it work, you know. I want to change this. I want to put the motherboard power cables back there. At least for the first go round. I think I can put all of them back there, maybe. There we go. Okay. And we can do this guy. Put our motherboard power cable through that. Tighten her down. Okay, run that up. There we go. There's that. Oh no, I guess I did need one more USB. Ha! Put that splitter in there for a reason, I guess. Okay, so got that. So this guy is going to need to run out to around here. And I don't think, yeah, it never really reaches up top. So we get to do the fun part, taking one of these guys out, like this. I guess I'll take both of them out. just for a minute so that I can run this guy out here like so. Route it through here. Okay, and we can route it along the back here. Okay, and we can route it up through that big port there. Okay, this guy needs to go out to one of our fan headers at the bottom. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, that's the problem. Like the older power supplies just don't have that, you know. Oh, I guess I need to go over here, huh? I'm right in your guys' way here. Okay. Got that. And then this guy will just stick right into that USB port right there. Okay. Now, once I tighten this guy back down, there's a couple of cables I can kind of sneak into here. Okay, there we go. So now, put this guy back. Just like that. It's a little more crunched than I like him to be. There we go. That's better. Now he's not crunched. Okay. Now we can put this one in. Okay. All right. So that's all good to go. GPU power cable. Gonna make its appearance over here. I'm actually gonna bring that up a little bit because I kind of want to go underneath it with our GPU power cable. Okay. Get that out there. Whew! And I know it was a long road coming, but it's time for our GPU to get in here, and then all we have after that is our extra screen, and this PC is done. Where are we at? 1 hour, 48 minutes. That's when you know, it's a legit build. Almost 2 hours already. We're not even done. I need some water. I haven't drank any water in a minute. What is that sticking out? This guy? So this connects into this USB. So I'll show you what it looks like. So this guy will go here, like that. And then this guy connects into that USB. Hold on, let's plug it in first. There. So, like that. Just like that. Not gonna lie, I start my flipping business this year, spent last year watching videos, doing research. I love build PCs. I built 2 already. I'm working on your 3rd. Hey, love that. That's awesome, man. Isn't it fun? Yeah, it's a kind of an interesting design, especially when they say wireless. But, you know, whatever. They can have their own definition of wireless, I suppose. We don't need that either. There's one built into the case. There we go. You want to build a PC? Do it. Unless you financially cannot, then like I can't condone that. But if you can, do it. What CPU needs LGA 1151 socket? Oh God. 1151. Would that be like 9th, 10th, 11th gen? Or are those 1200? Maybe it's like 8th and 9th gen. I don't know, I wasn't building PCs back then, so I'm not as familiar with it. Final answer, I think, is 8th and 9th gen. I would 100% have to recommend the Lian Li Edge PSU for builds like this. It is super nice. I don't know, I can't remember if I just couldn't find one in stock or why I didn't choose one. But yeah, I agree. That is almost a necessity for a build like this. I feel like I looked at them and they like weren't available at the time when we ordered this PC. It'll be sent off on Wednesday. Huh? Come on. There we go. I think it's all the way in there. I just didn't hear the click. Yep, it is. No click. Tempted to go over the top with this cable, but let's see how it looks. Okay, got that click. grommets just really want to come out, don't they? This rubber grommet is falling out. Come on. There you go. All right. The GPU sagged at all. Okay, tighten that up. All right. Yeah, I think no matter what I do, if I run this cable underneath, we're gonna be right up against those bottom fans. So I think I'm gonna have to go over the top of the GPU. Which is crazy, that's a small, it's a pretty small GPU as far as 5080s go. Spend 15 minutes trying to get this stupid grommet back where it belongs. No one's ever gonna see it probably. The GPU support that's keeping me from getting it back in where it goes. Just crazy. You'd think they would have designed that a little bit better. All right, that's good as we're gonna get here. And we're gonna snake this guy right through there. The only zip tie used all day today. Right there. Okay. There we go. No, they're 120s. They're all 120mm fans. Is that chat on that screen? The entire stream would be just me searching for my glasses. Yeah, that's the chat right there. Yo, what up, Devin? How we doing? Yeah, EATX motherboards are wider than ATX. Can I pair a 9800X 3D with an X870E? Absolutely, that's a great combo. I just had a PC built and it won't restart and show display, or if I shut it down and try to turn it back on right away, it won't display. If you just had it built by somebody, you should just have them fix it for you. I wouldn't even try to troubleshoot it yourself, because if they built it, they are responsible for the warranty. You should not be putting in much effort to try and fix it when it's their screw up, you know, and they will cover it. Because it could be like somehow something got damaged in shipping, you know. What are some good monitors with curved? Oh, I don't know anything these days with curved. I feel like curved screens have kind of died out. What up, Soul Reaper? The LCD screen, yes, it should get plugged into the motherboard. So there's your screen. So we should have, okay, so this one has, yep, so it'll be running off of the HDMI port on your motherboard for display, or I mean, you could run it to your GPU too, and then it'll have a USB 2.0 for power. So USB for power. Yeah. So that goes like that. Route that through there. Route that through there. And this is gonna come out over here somewhere for that screen. So yeah, my plan is to run it off of like the CPU's HDMI port. That way we don't use up anything from your GPU. So then this guy will do something similar. It'll be plugged in right there. Like that. And we'll run it through here. Down and around that corner. Like that. This is a little bit stiffer of a cable than the USB one is. Okay. Stick that out there for now. And this guy, just gotta pull through. Something like that, or it's not putting too much pressure on anything, but I want to run it back in here with these, but I also don't want to have it be too tight of a bend, so just gotta be careful with that. Okay, so that's in there. We'll fix up the cable management once we get this thing plugged in. We know how much length we actually need into the case. Okay, here we go. So this guy's gonna go in here like this. Delete that. Just like that. So we need those to come out through the end, actually. It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna go something like that. We're gonna stop the thing right about there. It's just past that. Do I have a favorite go-to RAM for the 9800X3D? I really like Team Group CL32-6400. Can't really put these in there not at the same time because they stick to each other. The adhesive on the back sides of them are kind of filter out onto the side and they make it impossible. I mean, personally, if you want to go cheap but still have the LCD, get a Thermalright like Frozen Warframe. You still get an LCD screen, and it's less than $100. You know, unless you have like the highest end, like biggest, most powerful CPU, like a i9 14900K or something that can pull almost 300 watts, then you will have no problem cooling your CPU with that. Okay, take this guy out too. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that's good enough. I just need to pull that off a little bit so I can get to this connector here. Okay. That. That. Okay. There's all that. Let's get one cable tie back here for this, just to kind of hold it in place. Okay. One zip tie there to hold the CPU cooler pump and cable in place. There we go. Don't want that sneaking back to the front. Okay, 2 zip ties for this build. There we have it. This PC is done. Okay. Just pop back out. There we go. There we go. There's a middle one. Alrighty, folks. How do we feel about that? Cover off that screen. Tape the Tryx screen not staying on. No, I just bumped it. It's magnetic. So it's just it does not, it's not super like strong connection in there. It's just a little magnet. So it'll stay. Another one in the bag. I mean, my second favorite case. Love the Vision Compact. It's a great case, man. It is really nice. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. I want to see your favorite emojis in the chat so we can crank this baby up. Favorite emojis in the chat right now. Turn it up. Nice, Mr. Rainbow. Love that. Love it, Savage. Mr. Kanikoff. Mean Dean. It's not a 5090. I feel safe using that emoji. I love that. All right, y'all. So, we have the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, RTX 5080, 5 terabytes of storage. We've got a 1000 watt power supply Asus's ROG Strix X870E-E gaming Wi-Fi. Got the Tryx Panorama. 48 gigs of RAM from Team Group. The Strimer Plus. We've got a bunch of wireless LCD fans from Lian. Some wireless non-LCD fans from Lian. And that's it. The Lian O11 Vision Compact. First ever power on. Let's do this. Where's the button? Lian fans are being a little weird right now. They're figuring it out. They're figuring it out. There it is. They're awake. There we go. You might be slightly jealous. I would be too. It's the Tryx Panorama, Ragna. If you don't know how to spell it, go to the details, or if you scroll up in the chat, it's there, or you can type in ! specs. Yeah, it was a little blinky to start off, but it's awake now. You know, it was just a little tired. No big deal. Yep, Tryx Panorama SE. Thank you, Richard. Dude, the Lian fans are so nice. Ah, that's just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And there you have it, folks. That is tonight's build. We did it. It's done. Amazing build, thank you, sir. Yeah, dude, once we get that that LCD screen going and this LCD screen, you know, set up, dude, this is going to be one spicy, spicy PC. All right, y'all. That is it for me tonight. Look at that, 2 hours and 15 minutes. That was not a quick build. That, like I said, I told you guys it was gonna take a while. I told you. Told you it wasn't a simple build like we've been getting. Can I make sure you're? Yeah. I'll see it when I get onto my computer and stuff. All right, y'all. Can't wait for my case to get here. I want to build already. UPS ground. Yep. For you, it'll be like 2 days because you're in Washington. Richard with 27 months subscription. Love that. Enjoy the rest of your night, gentlemen. Yes, enjoy the rest of your night or morning, depending on where you're located. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Hopefully by Saturday, I'm enjoying your art in my home. Yeah, buddy. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate everybody hanging out, chatting, keeping it fun in here. Even the people who asked for free PCs, at least they did it nicely tonight, unlike last time. So I'm not even upset at that. All right. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Appreciate y'all. You're welcome, Stacks. I'm really glad you let me build you an awesome PC because this thing was fun. All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. There's so many chats, it takes me like a year and